and Fletcher Brown, another artist video blog at kicks96country.com. Our guest today, all the way from the great state of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama to be exact. Please welcome Kat Taylor to Kicks Country. How are you, Kat?
Good. How are you?
Great. So now, I've been hearing a lot about you. There are a lot of folks that call Kicks 96 and talk about this girl, Kat Taylor.
Wow.
From down, well, I mean, this is Tide Country up here
Okay.
in our neck of. I mean, it just, you're going to go everywhere you go around here. You're going to see a big sea of crimson and white. So I'm sure that you're an Alabama fan. But tell us real quick. You actually are from, like, born and raised Tuscaloosa, Alabama,
I am.
right?
Born and raised in Tuscaloosa. I was fortunate enough to get to go to the big 6A Central High School before it split. And then I went to the University of Alabama, graduated with my marketing degree from there, and just kind of stumbled into real estate. So I'm actually a realtor as well as a singer.
Well, how does someone go from, were you a singer before you were a realtor?
I was always a singer. I grew up kind of singing, pretty shy. I grew up singing in my room with a hairbrush. Then I kind of migrated to singing the national anthem at rodeos and just kind of around Alabama. And then got into singing at church. So I sang in the choir for years. And then I have a 5-year-old son. So when he was born, I kind of took a minute to kind of step back and enjoy him while he was little. And the rehearsal schedule for church is pretty intense. So I stopped singing for a couple years, and then I saw an ad for a local singer-songwriter show in Northport, which is just right there in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
It was a charity show monthly, and I started attending that because it was just easy. It didn't take up a lot of time. And then before I knew it, I was writing songs, and I was heard by a Nashville producer. So that's how I'm here today.
So, okay, now that charity show, that was Tips for Tuscaloosa.
That's right.
What is Tips for Tuscaloosa?
Okay.
Just in case
So it was created by Hope Cassidy. She's a phenomenal songwriter and singer as well. And she is from the lower Alabama area. So she wanted to kind of create something to give back to Alabama. So it's no longer running, but it was a monthly charity show. So every month we would have a singer-songwriter show, showcase different songwriters locally, and the tips went to a different charity.
Oh, okay.
So I think we raised like $13,000 in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just 1 year.
So
we had a huge turnout.
So Hope Cassidy creates this thing that becomes a fairly regular event. And not only is it doing good work,
for the community,
but it's also drawing attention from, like, Nashville producers, like the one who saw you, just happened to see you, and decided that you had to sing
this song.
Your single.
Right, and so he was contacted by Jan Houck. She is a songwriter from Ruston, Louisiana. And Jan and Sam Thomas, Sam is out of Nashville, they got together and wrote this song called Shame on You. And it is a definite man-bashing song.
I felt uncomfortable, but I got past it because it's such a good song. But yeah, I did feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and so they got together, wrote this song, but they needed a singer for it. And so Jan knew Sean Gassaway, who was the Nashville producer that came down to Tuscaloosa, and said, "Hey, I need a singer. Do you know anybody?" He said, "Actually, I heard this girl. Let me get you in contact with her. I heard this song, loved it, and I actually felt like I could have written the song. It's very autobiographical. A lot of my close friends and family are shocked to find out that I did not write this song. The only thing that is not true is I've never purchased a Harley or a motorhome for anybody, but everything else, 100%.
Yet.
No, yet. No.
Yet.
No.
All right, so talk to us about the song then. Talk Shame on You, and it's country.
It's very country.
It really is. I mean, it's a honky-tonk
song.
So
it is.
Talk to us a little bit about the song.
So, it's very different for me, especially from my songwriting style. And the song is, Jan Houck, she was done wrong by this man. And so she wrote her feelings down and put it on paper and worked with Sam, and they came together with this great catchy melody. And the idea behind the song was to keep it as country as possible. Just to kind of keep that grit. And I actually had to go back in the studio the next day and re-record the vocal on it because I did not sound mean use
So you sounded
I was
too kind.
growling. I had a picture of my ex-husband. Like, they were trying to get use every outlet possible to get me to have some anger.
Wow.
So I'm a pretty happy person.
So I had never experienced or pictured that in a recording studio. What's my motivation for You know, the song "Shame on You,"
Yeah.
and it's your debut single.
It is.
It's been number one in a couple places. It's doing very well. It's in the top 50 on Music Row chart.
That's right. It's exciting.
So this is your first foray into actually being an artist, and you've achieved this level of success.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really? I mean, how does that feel?
It's very overwhelming. I'm so grateful, first of all. I mean, this literally has just laid in my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And, you've heard the saying, God has a sense of humor. And he really does. There's a line in the song that says, "Put that ship in the wind." Ship with a P.
Yes.
And my ex-husband was a boat captain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now you
no
mentioned,
pun intended, right? Yeah.
You mentioned that the song was different from you stylistically.
Right.
So what is a more common Cat Taylor
So
song?
I have a lot of a big variety of musical influences. If you come to one of my shows, you'll hear anything from Bonnie Raitt to Otis Redding.
Oh yes, all good stuff.
Tom Petty, of course Martina stuff, Martina McBride, Faith Hill. So I pull a lot of those different influences into my own music.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be a little bit more colorful, and I'm a ballad singer by heart. So for me to get all honky tonk, it's but I do it. I mean, because my life experiences, thankfully, have.
Well, you do it well,
Thank you.
Be curious to hear the rest of it. Now, apart from the music, you actually have a number of other interests. One in particular, you're a kickboxer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Seriously?
But it's not like I'm not serious with it. Like I don't do competitions.
Really?
I just
so
do
you
it
couldn't
to
you
try
couldn't
to-
beat up my intern.
I wouldn't know. Well,
No,
I'm
just saying.
no.
I mean.
I feel like I could take somebody, but I don't know that I could.
Okay. It's kickboxing. I think
Horseback riding. Yeah, I used to show. That's kind of how I got into singing the national anthem at rodeos.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up showing Tennessee walking horses, and then got into the trail riding, kind of quarter horse stuff, barrel racing. But I never did it really competitively, because I always thought it was so mean to make the horses turn that fast, and so I just. Yeah.
Well, now music has replaced all of that as first in your heart.
Yes.
All right. She's got her brand new single, her debut single, okay, which is already doing so very well. Shame on You. If you want to learn more about Cat Taylor, where do they find you on the internet?
So I spell my name with a K. So it's cattaylormusic.com. Cat Taylor Music on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's all for right now.
All right. If you want to hear the single, Shame on You, make sure you call us at Kicks 96. We'll be happy to play it for you. Look for Cat Taylor on the internet, and thanks you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Cat Taylor is our guest today, and we'll see you next time on another artist video blog, Kicks96country.com.